Hello all. Hope I'm audible. So I
Yes,
think,
ma'am, you're audible.
yeah, hi Lisha. So I think we can start the session. So myself, Kalpana. So today we have Miss Lisha here to share her experience, to tell her how was her learning journey. So hi Lisha,
Hello, ma'am.
good afternoon. So you can turn on your camera.
Ma'am, actually, my camera is not working.
Okay, no problem. Fine. Okay, so let's start with your quick introduction, Lisha. So we would like to know what your background and how did you, got successfully placed in a company. So yeah, before starting, I would congratulate you for getting placed in a job in as a system analyst. So we would like to know more about your experience, like interview experience, and how was your learning journey.
Yeah, first of all, myself, Lisha Ramani. I'm basically from Nagpur, Maharashtra, and I have done my bachelor's in science, and then I have done my master's in physics. And after that, I have done like data science course from DataMites, of course. And yeah, then I'm currently working as a data analyst at Pine Healthcare.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
So that's interesting. You're from science background, so you have done physics, and now you have moved on to data analytics. That's really great. So, what triggered you to get into data analytics?
Uh, so, ma'am, as we all know, like data science is a rapidly evolving field. So, to stay, it's like it's also in trending, and everyone is like everywhere we see, everyone is using data science. So, this also triggered the interest in me. So that's why I opted for data science,
Okay. Okay. So currently, you have been placed as a system analyst, right?
data
I
analyst.
think in data analyst. Okay, in Pine Healthcare.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, how was your interview process? Like, how did you find, like, how many rounds of interview did you have?
Okay, so it was just a basic one round interview, and it they didn't ask like more of such thing, like more into deep like machine learning and all. They didn't ask. It was just my basic introduction and like a basic Python and some basic SQL questions I was asked, and yeah, and Excel questions also. So it was like a very basic interview, and it was only a single round interview.
Oh, okay. So, were there practical questions, like you were supposed to show something by doing, or it was all theoretical?
Yeah, it was all theoretical, no practical
Okay,
questions.
okay, fine. So, how many interviews did you give
Uh,
before this
I
job?
don't remember the actual count, but almost like 4 to 5 interviews I have given
Oh,
previously. Yeah.
okay, okay. So in the previous interviews, like how it was, like what kind of questions did they ask in the interviews?
Okay, so the interview rounds varied on like the companies. So some companies had like 4 to 5 rounds, and some had 2 to 3 rounds. So every company, as I know, had some practical questions and as well as theoretical questions. So they were asking like basic. You should have like a basics clear regarding
Okay,
the statistics, Python, SQL. Everyone asked
okay,
like basic questions, and even for programming, also Python, they asked very basic questions,
okay,
whichever interview I have given.
okay. So coming from non-technical background, did you find Python difficult, or was it okay? Like
No, ma'am,
how
as
learning
no,
Python was?
no, Python was not difficult. Like it took time because it took practice, and of course, it took some time to
Okay,
like have my hands on it, and it was not difficult for me.
okay. So how much time generally you would spend in learning or practicing Python?
Uh, 4 to 5 hours I would give to practice
Every
since
day.
like I'm from a yeah
Oh,
non-technical
that's
background.
really great. Okay. So we usually tell everyone to spend at least 2 to 3 hours, but which mostly, they will not do.
Yeah.
But that's really great. Yeah. Okay. So, uh, what is really, like, what do you think is more important in preparing for interviews? What is your suggestion to others?
Okay. So as far as my experience, as from my experience, you should have your basics clear, like very clear. You should have very strong foundation in Python, SQL, and statistics also, which is very, crucial for the to crack an data science interview. And
Okay.
what we are learning, we should know how to apply it to real world problems using the projects. By doing projects, we projects help us to implement what we have learned. And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well said. So, in your interviews, like, did you have any scenario-based questions, or was it all straightforward questions?
uh, no, it was like very straightforward questions. They would ask me to write a code, and like what projects I have done, they would ask me to write a code to show my knowledge on the project which I have done.
Okay.
So not
Okay.
scenario based. Yeah.
Okay. So, what all projects you have done?
Projects, I have done 5 projects. It first Just a second, ma'am.
It's fine if you don't know, if you don't
Uh,
remember the
yeah,
names,
I
but
just remember the
can you?
names, like not in detail because it's been like 10 to 12 months.
Okay. Okay.
I had done like employee performance and
Okay.
rise leaf prediction, blood donation analysis, and
Okay.
Portuguese bank marketing analysis.
Okay. You have tried different things. So, into ANN, and I mean, in neural
Yes, yes.
networks,
I
and you
tried to
have
like cover all the
classification.
like, yeah, yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. So how do you feel like after doing projects? Like, was it helpful?
Yes, ma'am, it
Because
was really,
usually by attending classes, like, you cannot learn everything. So the real learning happens when you start doing the projects. So how was the support, for doubt clearing, or how do you feel like, was projects very helpful in, in knowing things or in getting knowledge?
yeah. So the projects really help because see what we are learning is like only theoretical, but when we want to implement, we need to like do projects. Otherwise, we won't know where we are lacking and what problems we are facing. And as far as for the support thing, I really got a good support from the Datamites team. Whatever doubts I had, we would consult, we would ask them, we would consult them. And since we had a like group, so we also take I also took group help. Everyone in the group helped me, and wherever I was lacking, I got like overall very good support. So projects really do help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any specific technical skills that a person should have for data analyst? Do you think, like, currently, what tools you are using?
Yeah, in my job profile, I'm only using Excel.
Okay.
It varies, actually it varies from company to company. Since I have given 4 to 5 interviews, some companies were asking for like all the skills. You should know all, like you should know all the skills, but you will use only single or 1 or 2 skills. So I have seen many companies. So in this job profile, I'm only using Excel.
Okay.
And for data analyst, the skills I would say is like needed. The Excel you should know, at least basic Excel you should know very well, and SQL also you should know, and 1 or 2 tools like Power BI and Python basics and statistics.
Okay. Yeah. So, as there are a lot of analytical tools, but as far as I have seen, like in my past experience, like to whomever I ask, like 80% of people are actually using Excel. So, which is really, interesting to know, because Excel is an underrated tool actually. But most of the companies use Excel for analyzing the data, right? So that's really good to know that you are working with Excel. So apart from Excel, do you use any other tools like BI tools or SQL or something?
No, ma'am. Till now, my job
Okay,
profile doesn't require this.
okay, okay, fine. So let me check if there are any questions. Okay. So how did you, frame your resume? So you have given 4 or 5 interviews before. Like you used to, um, describe your project, or how did you frame your resume? Because many have this doubt, how to build their resume, right? So, what do you think? Like resume is important, or not much?
Yeah, resume is like it's the very first step of your interview process, so you need to have a very good resume. So from my end, I would say, in resume you should include whatever skills you have. You should like write it very nicely, and your projects also plays an important role, because to see the interviewer sees what you have done, so that plays a very important role. And also, if you have like done if you have your portfolio set, like GitHub and Kaggle, you should also include that in your resume as well. It really helps. And from my
Okay,
end also, I have mentioned the projects, and it really did help me.
okay. Okay, so in all this process, what do you find very difficult? Learning or preparing for the interview or giving interview?
Yeah, see, learning is not very hard. It takes it. See, we need like 4 to 5 months, ma'am, to prepare, and after that we are ready to give the interview. So the very heartbreaking thing is, like, after giving 4 to 5 interviews, or like a series of interview, if you don't clear it, it like takes a setback on that person. So that
Hmm.
is very, like, the thing I don't like. That's so
Yeah,
you should not get
actually,
demotivated. You should keep
yes.
trying.
Yes, well said. So each stage is, is for learning. So even if you don't, get through an interview, but again, you can consider that as a learning experience. So you can learn what mistake you made, and what you should do further to get through an interview, right? So every stage is a learning stage only, right? That's how I consider it. So even I used to suggest people like keep 2 3 interviews just for learning. Like you will know what they ask, what is their expectation, and how you can prepare, right? So that's something which I used to tell often. So what other advice you would like to give to other students, like who wanted to follow the same path?
Yeah. So first advice I would like to give is, do not only rely on the theoretical part. Do practice and do lots and lots of, not lots, and like 3 to 4 projects are also enough. You will get to know where you are lacking and what is needed. And do not, say, give it a sad, like, do not get depressed if you don't clear the interviews. You will get like experience. You will learn something from every interview, and keep your basics very clear. That's all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lisha. So you're once again, congratulations on your achievement. So your journey is truly inspiring for others. I think that this will be really helpful for people who are planning to switch over to a data science or data analytics from different domains. So people used to ask like whether is it okay to switch over to data science or data analytics coming from non-IT background, and you're an example here, coming from science background, and you have successfully placed in a job. So this will be helpful for others, I think. So it's truly inspiring. So thank you for your time, and
Thank you so much, ma'am.
all your sharing the experience with us.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.